Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me again for another channeling video. So the offer for this week is if you buy a natal report from me, you also get a free holistic report at the value of $99. So the natal report is $49, and if you order that, you also get a free holistic report worth $99. In order to get that, after you order, you have to send me your birth details. So don't forget to send me your birth details. Also, do please keep the questions coming. And a quick comment on the last video that I made. So after seeing the comment section of the last videos, I was a little bit horrified because there was a lot of negativity. And the whole purpose of my channeling is really to heal and uplift and bring some clarity to things that we all want to know. And a lot of people may not know this, but I've actually worked as a spiritual advisor, spiritual consultant from my early 20s. I'm 35 now, but I've worked in this field for a long, long, long time. I started at the age of 22, and my purpose really is to heal and uplift. I have done my work, I have done my studies, I have read dozens and dozens of books in spiritual development, in alchemy, in esoteric sciences. The work that I do really is based on ancient knowledge. So having that in mind and then seeing the comments that were so negative, so uninformed a lot of the times, sorry to say, it was a little bit discouraging. I don't usually care too much about the comments, but it was a little bit discouraging because I do consider Lada's platform to be a very enlightened platform, and most of the followers are unusually advanced spiritually. And I just wanted to say that do please keep in mind when you comment that this is spiritual work. Try to keep that in mind. Try to keep it positive if possible. It is a little unnecessary to be negative some of the times. Constructive feedback is so welcome. It's so welcome. I learned from constructive feedback, even if it's not positive. If it can teach me something, if it can better the work, it's so welcome. But negativity for negativity's sake, it's unnecessary. To keep that in mind. But usually, that's why I chose for this channeling to go back to the spiritually enlightening questions, because I felt like I needed to raise the vibration of this work, of these channeling videos. The downside of doing something that is more popular or populistic is that the vibrations seem to have gone down a little bit, and I want to keep this high and enlightening, and I want to keep this healing first and foremost, which when I have done it this way was very, very, very beneficial. So thank you for taking the time to hear that, and let's just get started. So my first question is, I think, something that will benefit most of us at this time. How do we deal with hardship in order to evolve spiritually? So we've had a tough time, all of us. It's been traumatic for many of us. So how do we deal with hardship in order to evolve spiritually? You have to recognize that hardships are a part of spiritual development. The hardships are a necessary trigger for spiritual enlightenment. Okay, so I don't know if I got that. Can you tell us more about that? You get the level of hardship that you are ready for. And each hardship is specifically designed for you personally to give you the potential for spiritual development with the benefit of greater peace, greater understanding. Okay, so how do we deal with our hardships then? How do we confront them as learning opportunities? Ask yourself, what have I not learned that I need to learn in this situation? So how do we solve our hardships? How do we go out the other end in a positive way? When you have learned what you need to learn, the problem dissolves. How do we know what to learn? The situation will be specifically designed to push you in the exact direction that you need to go. A lot of the times, it may seem counterintuitive. If somebody has wronged you, the solution may be to forgive them and look at them with love, and that will solve or vastly improve the situation. You may oftentimes do everything but that. But when you finally do that, when you finally look at them with love, you will find that the problem and the solution was always within you. Interesting and profound. The next question is, what are the best ways to heal post-traumatic stress disorder? I know probably most people have this to some extent. Some people have multiple post-traumatic stress triggers. So what are the best ways to heal post-traumatic stress disorder? The first thing is to get to the core of the trauma. And then what do we do then? You need to change how you look at the trauma. Change how you interpret and evaluate the trauma. You need to desensitize the event or events. When you can look at it without feeling pain, anxiety, or racing thoughts, you have healed the trauma. Okay, does that mean we have to actively desensitize ourselves to the trauma? Yes, most of the times that is the best solution or one of the solutions. What other ways are there? There are many healing modalities that lessen the trauma, that lessen the emotional charge in the trauma. But most of these healing modalities will just ease the pain and not remove it. What you can do is to actively desensitize yourselves by meeting the trauma, by facing the situation head on, repeatedly, by repeatedly exposing yourself to what triggers the traumatic feelings. Oh, I didn't know that. So if you do that, does that heal it? Yes, but also find a way to frame the situation in a neutral way. Look for the positive purpose behind the trauma, or any benefits that it had. Even if it seems like there are no benefits to it, you must look for benefits. There are always something constructive that comes out of a situation, even if it was traumatic for you. Look for what was constructive in the situation. I hope that was helpful. That's new information for me. Okay. Another question is, what is the best way to heal attachment disorders? So a lot of us have attachment disorders. I've struggled with this a lot, and it has to do with any issues in bonding as a child, bonding to the parents. It could be because of neglect or abandonment or things like that. Those things can cause attachment disorders, and it rears its head in close relationships. So, what are the best ways to heal attachment disorders? The first step is to recognize that you have it. A lot of the times you don't recognize that you have it. So what happens if we don't know we have it? When you don't know that you have it, you can't see that you're interpreting things in a flawed way. You're interpreting things incorrectly. When you know that you have it, you know that the problem is within you. So how do we heal attachment disorders? One of the most effective ways is to go back to your parents and to repair the relationship with your parents. Once you do that, the attachment disorder will dissolve. So how do we repair that with our parents? By actively working towards a good relationship with your parents. Even if they are difficult, it's your responsibility to look for ways of coping with those difficulties in a rational, healthy, loving way, with boundaries if necessary, but with love and understanding. It's very important to get out of your own ego and see that they too are only human and they are flawed, and recognize that they did their best and they did show you love in the way that they are able to. Are there other ways of healing attachment disorder? for example, apart from through your parents? Yes. Another way is the bonding with your children. And in perfecting the love that you give to them, that can heal your attachment disorders by seeing yourself in your child. You can better understand your past, your needs as a child, but also the struggles of your parents and their limited abilities. Understanding that although things were not ideal, it was the best that was possible under the circumstances. Most people do not understand that the parenting that they know is correct is oftentimes, or most of the times, impossible to achieve in practical terms in real life situations. It comes with the territory. You know what the ideal parenting is, but circumstances are not designed to help you achieve that. And there are many limitations on parents, and they do the best they can despite this. When you understand that the ideal parenting you needed was not possible, it was not possible. When you understand that, you will see how much your parents did for you. Beautiful. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Okay, what effects do flower remedies have? So personally, I've had fantastic results healing trauma and traumatic situations with Bach, the Bach Rescue Remedy, which is a mix of 5 flower essences. So it made me think, what effects do flower remedies have? They dissolve emotional knots. Emotions that are negative and toxic, that have built up strength in you and become very firm and unmovable, can be dissolved again through flower remedies. They remove the obstacle, and you will have less toxic interference and can see the situations more clearly without the heavy emotional intensity. They are very effective if taken regularly. Was there something else there? And will ease the work you are trying to do towards healing. Thank you. Okay, good to know. And another question, what are the reasons someone may be involuntarily single for a long time? What are the reasons someone may be involuntarily single for a long time? Usually, it is an emotional, I don't know how to describe it, it's like stuck energy. It's an emotional knot in the heart. There is some toxic, emotional, stuck energy that is blocking the person from freely flowing emotions and positive emotions. There is a blockage. What is the cause of that blockage? Oftentimes, it is because of events and past relationships that one has interpreted negatively and not seen the benefits of them for the developments of the person. One has instead developed very harsh rules and expectations in life, oftentimes very unrealistic beliefs about other people and potential partners. And they fail to see that different circumstances require different behaviors. And instead, they become very stuck in their beliefs and their sense of righteousness. So how do they solve that? They need to be more forgiving. For most people, they need to forgive. And they need to understand that these past experiences, although painful and although hurtful, did happen because of love or in the context of love. And they must see the positive or constructive results of the events that were painful to them. Okay, anything else for people who are involuntarily single? Many times, these people are not completely open to being in a relationship. They may feel that they do, but only under very specific circumstances. They should instead be open to life giving them what they need in the way that they need it, instead of having very harsh and set rules around how it's supposed to happen. They need to trust life because their heartache has made them not trust people and not trust in life. And they need to open up and trust. Nice. Okay. How about this one? Next question is, what is the best way to quit smoking? So I know this one is relevant for not all of you, but it's definitely relevant for me. So let's see what we get. What is the best way to quit smoking? You must decide. You must decide that you will quit smoking. You must decide that that is what you want. And then what happens then once you decide? There are multiple ways to quit if you have truly decided. So why don't we decide? What is the reason why we don't? There are still benefits to the smoking, and until you decide that quitting is more beneficial for you, you will continue to smoke. So how can we help people who want to quit? Want to quit but can't. They need comfort, and the cigarettes give them comfort. Okay, so how do we help them? They need to feel safe. So creating greater safety in their life, a greater sense of comfort in their life, will remove the one benefit that they get from the smoking. And then they will have no reason to hold on to it. Okay. I feel like there should be more because it's... Anything else on that, quitting smoking? You have to be determined, and you have to stick to it and not be wishy-washy about it. Will that help? Yes, that will help. Anything we can do to make it easier or make it faster? Is there anything? Yes, you must give yourself more things to take pleasure in your daily life. Make your daily life more pleasurable. That way the quitting won't be such a chore. And you can love yourself in the process of quitting. Thank you. Okay. That was the last question. I hope that helps. And if you have more questions that you are curious about, do write them down. I really welcome it. I would love to see your questions. And for this week, a reminder of my offer now, that if you buy a natal report for $49, you get a free holistic report at the value of $99. And if you do go ahead with that offer, I'm going to need your birth details. So time of birth, place of birth, date of birth. So send those to me if you make the order, and I will have your reports ready within between 1 and 3 working days. So not weekends, working days. I'm trying to have a bit of a life. So weekends, I'm taking weekends off. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful and useful and healing. Many blessings from me. Bye.